YouTubers, what's up? It's your boy Hamlet, and we are back with another live edition. Right here in front of we have a screen full of trucks, and as the title says, different service trucks and setups for the mobile mechanic business or diesel mechanic. I'm gonna switch this camera around, give it a little introduction before we get started. What's up, everybody? Um, we already got a couple of people coming in here. As people stroll in, whatnot, on this beautiful Sunday. Yeah, I think it's Sunday. Beautiful Sunday. Um, we're gonna go ahead and give a little introduction. If you're new to this channel, we're coming up under a lot of different changes, kind of going from trucking to mobile repair, and I wanted to give out different I wanted to just give the introduction as we get different people coming in here. Um, so first of all, if you're new to the channel, don't forget mash that like button, mash the subscribe button, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think of the video. Um, I'm gonna see if I can flip this camera around. There we go. All right, much better. All right, so as the title says, different service trucks and setups, mobile repair, diesel business. So there's a bunch of trucks out here, bunch of different kind of trucks, bunch of different setups, and ultimately, sometimes a little bit too many options to kind of choose on what you want to get. All right, so we got here. We're gonna do a couple shout outs in the beginning. All right, we got Charles Brandt. What's up, brother? He's the first one in the house. Appreciate it, Charles. Um, we got Cornbread in the house. What's up, my brother? What's up? Dia, what's up, Hamlet? And Tango Tracker. Hi, Hamlet. Have you thought about a former ambulance? Um, we're gonna get started. That's a very good first question to ask. And we got Chill Rocha. What's up, brother? Um, Now, for all intents and purposes of the video, we're gonna be talking about all different kind of service trucks. And then at the end, if you stay till the end, I'll be revealing the truck that I have purchased for the service trucks. All right. Um, so I'm gonna kind of wait to answer your question. Have you thought about a permanent ambulance? I have. But weight was a concern of mine, so that's why I didn't choose it. So right now, um, first evaluating the needs of your business per se, right? Like if you're gonna be doing mobile repair, or if you're gonna be doing like what kind of mobile repair, or if you're just getting a truck to bring the tools to the job site, such as like construction business or pipe fitting per se, um, if you're gonna be doing I guess plumbing, or you're gonna be doing diesel repair. If you're gonna be working out in the oil rigs, you're gonna be fixing machinery. There's tons of different fields that you can service, where you're gonna be servicing, and you have to figure out what field that is that you're sticking to, and not trying to do an overkill of what you need to get the job done, right? Because if you overkill it, obviously if you don't have a lot of money to start with, then you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, And actually, at the end, right, um, general cost of keeping this vehicle on the road, and making you money, pretty much like cost of ownership, or cost of keeping that business open per se, keeping that truck on the road every week, paying insurance on it, paying repairs, and paying fuel, to whatever, if it's taking gas or if it's taking diesel, and that kind of stuff. So you definitely don't want to overkill, um, or or under underkill your what you're trying to get with the service truck, right? So you want to really think about what you're going to be doing, and really how much space do you need to get the job done, and how many tools really you should be carrying, and trying to figure out if weight is going to be an issue for you. um, Now, there's a lot of service trucks out here, and like I said, depending on the kind of business you're going to do, you got to figure out what you can get away with, I guess being the least price possible. Now we're gonna be talking a little bit more about the mobile diesel repair stuff, just because that's the area that I'm going into. Um, but we're gonna also get into others. I'll talk briefly on other things. Such as we'll look at like different vehicles and talk upon about them. But typically, we have the trucking community on here, and whenever I called for mobile repair, it's typically a guy coming in, either a box truck or a 2500. I don't usually ever see another semi pulling up to repair my semi per se. Um, and that's just because, I mean, that's just the way, what I've been seeing. I haven't seen that. And I think, maybe choosing a semi to doing a mobile repair potentially could be a little bit overkill, depending um, if you're only just doing batteries and tires and stuff like that, right? Now, if you have the equipment already and it's easy to to add a box to a semi truck, and you already have a semi truck that's paid for, then go ahead and for it. But um, let's just go ahead and start off and say that you don't specifically have a vehicle to choose from, or maybe you have a 2500, Chevy, Ford, or Dodge, and you want to start off with that, and Cornbread made a perfect point. Unless you're towing. Now there was another video on here on YouTube where I seen this guy had a very good model for mobile repair, which was that a lot of times as a fleet owner, or the customer, you a lot of times don't know what's wrong with the truck, right? Especially if you're not the one driving the truck, and you're only going based off of what your driver's telling you, and what's noises he's hearing or whatnot, and you're trying to decide whether or not you need to get your truck towed, or you need to call them over, roadside repair. um, and sometimes those decisions can be hard. And one of the videos that I seen out here was a guy had a full semi that can tow a semi and load a trailer, but also had a box on it that pretty much had all the tools to do mobile side repair. So his way of selling his business was, okay, well, you only got to call me. You only got to call me. Whether um, you don't got to call two places, all right? You don't have to call roadside and then find out after the guy's been fooling around for 2 3 hours that he can't fix it and call a towing guy. Well, you call me. It's a one-stop shop. I'll come out there. We see what we're dealing with, and if I have to tow you, I tow you. If not, I'll just fix you on the side of the road. And I thought that was pretty interesting. But um, he's probably been doing it for a while. That he has a lot of money set up for it, and I think that's a really good way to go. But for me, I'm only going to be starting off. Budget's going to be a lot smaller than doing something like that. And obviously, you need to have more experience in towing, which I don't really have any experience. So let's just look at some trucks here, and we'll just talk a little bit about them. All right. All right. So here I am on the Facebook Marketplace. First of all, go ahead and join the SoCal Trucker Gang. All right. It's a group on Facebook. It's a closed group. We have to accept you to get in. But we have lots of information on here, where we talk about different stuff. And good shout out to one of the highlights was Anya right here talking about what she found on her pre-trip or whatnot. Just, talking about, we keep an eye on the pre-trip. And right here, SoCal. SoCal helped out chasing Andrew Jackson. He almost got ripped off at TA. But yeah, go ahead and join this group on Facebook. If you're on, go ahead and search SoCal Trucker Gang, and you can find us on there. All right. So back to the marketplace. Now, this semi I had found, and I think this would be an overkill for like a mobile service. But I mean, this thing has everything you possibly can have on a semi, um, for a service truck. scroll through a bunch of different images. I forgot who tagged me in this one, but I mean, this thing has a crane. It's got let's see, it's got multiple. I mean, it has oil. Thing carries oil, so if you want to do servicing, oil, um, diesel, which if you're carrying diesel off-road fuel, that's I mean that's awesome because you can start getting into um, when people run out of fuel, and for people that have a off-road diesel, which is the red stuff, if you're doing farm tractors, or the highway diesel for the guys that are running over the road. Now, bringing back up to this antifreeze gear oil, hydraulic oil, all these different kinds of oil for waste oil is great. And I'll say it's the reason why it's great because you could potentially um, go to a fleet, and a lot of these guys, a lot of these fleets are already set up with somebody doing their oil changes, but you never know, right? They might be overstaffed at one point, and they're trying to get these oil changes in, but they don't have nobody to do them. And you can offer your services. Well, hey, I'll do PMs on all your trucks for so much, and if you have the capabilities of carrying all that oil on your truck to knock out, oil changes for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 trucks, I mean, that's another good thing, as selling more for your business per se, if that makes any sense. All right. So we'll keep scrolling through this massive truck right here. Um, I think that's really about the pictures I've seen, but there was another thing on here, but the going price is 57,500. It's on a 1979 Western Star. Got a caliper on it, manual transmission, and I'm pretty sure this truck has everything you possibly can have on there. So I won't talk about that too much, but let's look at these other trucks here. Now we got the typical 2500 series um, tool work truck, which typically has like these service bodies on them, and you can have these service body for a decent price, $2,000 or whatnot. You could load up your tools in there. Um, you can get something like this, like a box truck, and have your tool cabinets laid out. I've seen a couple guys doing mobile repair and stuff like this. Let's see what we have here. Um, then you can see like people doing box trucks. Um, let's see, stuff like this, but with a box. I've seen that done before. Now you got different implements like a crane. If you want to have a crane, you can have a crane set up on your thing where it can pick up stuff. So it could be interesting for doing, potentially like heads um, on, over the road or wherever, mobile repair, um, or lifting up any heavy items, and that's what you're going to find out with knowing your business and what kind of stuff you're going to be doing, maybe if you're only doing tires, you might not need an overhead crane, um, it's just another added expense to be adding to your truck and having to maintain as well, um, but you see typically like those cranes on guys that work on a lot on machinery, so maybe you'll see like trucks that work in the oil fields are going to have those cranes versus a TA or a pilot, they might not really have any needs for that, um, we got a comment here. We got Jay Walker, the billionaire trucker. What's up, bro? What type of business you gonna be doing now? I'm gonna be doing mobile repair. I'm not getting started on the business part just yet, but just gonna be talking briefly on it as I learn. Now, one thing that I've learned, which is a good little bit of information, which Eddie told me about this, which is very interesting. I thought it was I consider that as a gem, even though I was gonna find out eventually, but I thought it was a good gem. If you stayed under, if you stay under 10,000 pounds, you don't have to go to the weigh station. Well, I was like, what are you even talking about? Like, we're not even hauling anybody's stuff. He was like, no. He says all trucks that are 10,000 pounds or more, no, sorry, 10,000 or more pounds have to go to the weigh station. I says, wait a minute. So if you get a service truck and you're fixing people's stuff, you got to go to the weigh station and get checked and all that? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, that really I don't know that that really surprised me. I didn't think that that was possible, you know, or not possible. I didn't think that was necessary. And he said, yeah, you know, there was one time you can get put out of service for, you know, going and trying to fix somebody else's stuff, essentially, you know, if your repair truck is not um, working. Um, and I was like, wow. So the new thing is like, my goal right now is I need to try to stay under 10,000 pounds because I just don't see the need for, you know, having to have, you're gonna have to have an authority, you know, either you're gonna be leased on or whatever, you know, and all this extra stuff. And I don't want to do that, you know. So um, right now, the goal is to stay under 10,000 pounds so that we can mitigate a lot of cost, you know, starting up an authority or being leased on or whatnot. And and you know, when the minute people start seeing USD DOT numbers on your side of your truck, I mean, they think big money, right? So um, we're gonna try to stay away from that. We got 14 people in here. Um, we got somebody new to the channel. What's up, boss? New to your channel, ASAP. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to mash that like button or mash the dislike button, whichever one. Don't forget to ring the bell. He said I had to mash the subscribe. I appreciate it. Forget to ring that bell on your way out and drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think of the video. And yeah, so back to what we were talking about. Trying to stay under 10,000 pounds so that you don't need to have, um, you know, DOT numbers per se. You know, and if you start keeping your eye out, you know, you'll notice like these UPS trucks or any box truck. Really, you start looking, even if it's not doing hauling property, you're gonna see DOT numbers on the side of the truck, and it was an eye opener for me because I didn't know that. Um, so maybe if you guys see that, maybe you guys catch a glimpse of what I'm talking about as well. All right. Now, let's see. We got a couple different trucks up here, so we're gonna change these things out. All right. So this is what I was talking about. Trucks like this. Look at this one going for about 8,000. Got another one with a boom, and you know you can get creative here, right? Like you don't need to just do just mobile. This is not just for diesel, right? This is not for just tires or, you know, oil field. I mean, you can set up a business, you know, working on people's power lines. You know, you can do working on people's on cutting trees down. You know, so you might need like a boom. You know, things like different things like that. Um, so choosing the service truck of your need, like I said, it's going to go a lot um, depending a lot on your business. Now, question: what do you think? How many toolkit or pieces? I was looking at a 301 piece set in a nice case. Um, there's a really good toolbox that um, Craftsman had, and I know a lot of people don't like the Craftsman, but I think it's a really cheap brand, like a decent box to get while you're trucking for owner op to have inside the truck to do just small repairs. Um, I think I'm gonna share that out on here, which I used to carry on my truck all the time. 300 piece. The 300 piece, I think it might be pretty big. It might be like, you know, like this thick. The case. So I don't know. It might be a little bit too thick, for my liking. I used to carry something small like this. Just depends. Just depends how crazy you want to get with the repairs. We had a little glitch on here. So, anyways, I think I talked enough about the service truck stuff. I just wanted to come on here and give like a, what do you call it, an update on what's going on with stuff. And Cornell said, I really don't see those types of fleets because steps and big companies have a lock on it. Um, I mean, you guys stick to the channel. Stick to the channel, right? I'm gonna be as much business savvy as I possibly can, right? I'm gonna be like spending once we get up here and rolling, I'm gonna go to all those big fleets. You know, if once I see really the truck that I get, um, I want to see if I'm gonna have the capabilities of doing PMs like that, and if I can offer it at an affordable price, then might need another hand to hire to, like, hey, let's knock out all these PMs for this one fleet and potentially have it on lock, like you said. TN loves do the same thing what you're trying to do, Hamlet. Exactly. Um, I mean, but there's a lot of things that TA and Loves and Pilot that they don't do, which you guys are going to be seeing coming up here in, like, next week. Um, these big truck companies, they do call the mom and pops or the small repair companies, um, like the guy I'm going to be working for, because their insurance is not set up for it, or they just want to they just won't do certain things. Um, so you'd be surprised, even, yeah, like TA and Pilot might have a lockdown on the tire game, you know, but they can't do like pinion seals, or um, they ain't gonna do any really crazy repairs out on the road, and that just all depends on really on the region, because you'd be surprised, maybe there might be a TA or a Pilot that does certain things in certain areas, but they won't do it in other areas. So we're gonna be learning more about things like that coming up. So this is the reveal on here, of the truck that I'm getting. Now, a lot of people already knew the trucks that I was gonna be getting um, on the SoCal Trucker Gang. So, like I said, go ahead and check that group out if you haven't already. Um, we're gonna change it out, and we're gonna show you guys what I am gonna be getting. Yeah, this thing is still loading. All right, so here she is. That's the truck I'm gonna be getting. 1971 International. Now this is a step van. Um, I decided to get that one, and what do you call it? I decided to get that truck because I still had to find out about the weight. But from my research, I'm narrowing down the weight is around 6,000 pounds or so. So when we go pick it up here in the next 2 days or so, we're gonna find out how heavy that truck is actually, and see what we can do. How much room we got to work with to be under that 10,000. How many? Because we're gonna start having to add. Okay, from 6,000 pounds, we're gonna have to add toolboxes, tools. Okay. Then you have to start thinking about, okay, now that I added all my toolboxes and tools in here, what weight am I sitting at now? Because I need to still have room for carrying extra parts or carrying tires, being able to carry a set of duals, each of these wheels on a semi, easily 200 pounds, and if you're already close to that, you're sitting at 9,500 with the tools, ain't gonna leave very much room to carry spare parts on hand, um, because one of the issues with the mobile repair thing is at the time of the night or the time of day that you get called out to do this repair, is a place even open to get the part that you need, right? And by just having that part on deck, then you just pretty much you delivered good service, right? Because essentially, a guy doesn't have to wait and sit on the side of the road um, the next morning and possibly go see another guy, right? Go see another guy that has the part because you didn't have the part. So stuff like that. Will you hook up a small trailer behind it? um, I probably won't, Cornell, because from my understanding, the 10,000 pounds, and if I get called out, if I'm doing local stuff and like not really hitting the way stations, then I should be fine. But then the issue comes up when I get called and somebody's placed out of service at a way station. Well, then when I hit those plates, on the highway, and they see, hey, boom, we're sitting at 11,000. Hey, you need to come up, and we need to see all your DOT numbers and your, registration and all that good stuff. And if you don't have it, that ain't gonna be good. So I probably won't be pulling a trailer unless unless I know I'm gonna do a really big job and I need like way more extra tools for a specific job. I probably won't ever pull a trailer. But that does mention something, because you can have like a really small light truck and just have a trailer that you pull, and you potentially just do roadside service like that as well. Um, Now, let's see right here. Jason Collins, compressor, floor jack, exactly. All these things weigh a lot of. They weigh a lot. When you start adding different things, and your 2,500 is sitting at 3,500 pounds, 3,600 or 4,000 pounds. You start adding a compressor. You start adding a floor jack, uh, and jack stands and parts and tools. I mean, you can easily be sitting at the 7,000, 8,000 mark. And not only is that an issue with the whole DOT thing, but it starts becoming a strain on your drivetrain and what that truck was really meant to handle, right? So, uh, trying to be as light as possible. Somebody just tried calling me on here while I was live, so it messed this up. So, anyways, I got that fixed. So, um, you definitely want to try to sit at the right amount of pounds so that you're not stressing your drivetrain, and not only that, going back to choosing the right truck. Depending on what region you are operating out of, you could be out in Kansas, or you can be out in Ohio, where things are two different regions, such as Ohio, where things are more closer to each other. You might not be doing a lot of miles. Whereas in Kansas, where things are spread out, you're going to be just driving a lot more than you're going to be repairing trucks. So having that much more weight, and it's going to be a lot more strenuous on it's going to be a lot more strenuous on your equipment, and you're going to be losing miles per gallon the more heavier you are, and all that. So just another thing to consider. um, I think I'm going to be doing a 4BT swap on this truck, just because, well, first, like I said, we need to see how much weight we're dealing with. We got to get the empty weight on the truck and see how much weight we can actually handle. And there's a Chevy V8 in there right now. And if I go ahead and get the weight, and if I'm liking what we're sitting at, getting the switching into a diesel swap, it's probably going to add another 500 pounds or so, with the V8, give or take. Um, so that's something that I want to consider if we have the weight to spare, because like I said, a lot of my tools are going to be taking up a good chunk of the weight, and also trying to have parts on deck as well, and being able to carry two tires. Um, the last thing I want to touch on was lift gates. Now, you want to try to find a lift gate, and that's just because depending on the kind of truck you have, how far the floor is from the actual ground can be an issue when you have like two mounted tires on. I mean, you're gonna be killing your back. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to move parts and stuff away from, off the truck and on the truck, and having that lift gate. Now, the reason why I chose the step van over all the other trucks, which I could have gone with the other trucks for a decent price, um, but I chose this one step van just because I liked the idea of being able to have everything inside, and you can like kind of just be in shelter if it's snowing hard one day or raining. You can go inside, you can work on something on the bench, um, and your tools are not getting wet or rusted, and potentially I could set up a little bed back there and just knock out on the side of the road. I don't know, just different ideas. And I thought it was the truck for me. That's really why I chose a step van. um, and I am going to be getting a liftgate as well. So a lot of different things are coming to the channel, and just wanted you guys to like know about it. Should be going to Kansas City today or tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow or the next day. Still just debating on like some other unfinished business that I have to do here. Um, so, anyways, let's see what comments we have here. My pops has a mobile business like what you're trying to put together, but he's for auto. Jay Walker, the billionaire. Hey, I might have to hit you up because it's interesting. Because I haven't still considered doing auto, fixing like the auto cars. And I might this might something I might be considering too if I don't find myself too busy with the diesel stuff, with the diesel trucks. Um, Trucking with Mr. Coach. What's up, brother? How you doing? Um, let's see. So, anyways, that's the reveal for the truck. I'll make a little post out of it and show you guys the truck so you guys can see it or whatnot. Um, it is a 71, so I do plan to like pretty much take it apart and kind of go through the truck as well. And I have a couple of good ideas that I think will help out people spotting the truck out, right? Because sometimes you're in the truck stops and you need something done, but you're not really like considering it. But then you see a mobile mechanic truck right outside. You're like, hey, can you come fix this real quick? So I'm thinking stuff like that. So, anyways, took 32 minutes of your time, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just a little bit catching up and what my plans are, and let you guys know. Eddie, he did buy me a 360-degree camera for the helmet to be pretty much recording stuff when I'm going to be doing like the mobile repair. So hopefully you guys get to see like the first couple service calls um, of what I'm going to be fixing, whether it be a tire, whether it be um, you know drive shafts or pinion seals or brakes or or computer stuff, just anything in general. Um, we got you're going to show the process of the truck with putting in boxes, etc. Yes, I'm gonna try to be a lot more on this YouTube game, with editing more videos or whatnot. I know I keep saying that, but I think I'm going to be definitely doing this starting off because um, I'm gonna have a lot more time on my hands. I feel like, um, and I'm gonna be showing like yeah, like pretty much setting up the truck, um, and pretty much redoing the truck in general and everything I had on my possible mind and just talking about it on here. 4x4 trucks have air compressors, generators, as well as under the hood. This might cut weight. Exactly. Um, Now this truck doesn't have what do you call it? It just has a dead steer axle. It doesn't have like the 4x4. Now I have considered doing the front axle as a 4x4, but that's adding weight. So first, like I said, we have to see what we're sitting at with the weight, and we can go depending how light we are with the weight, we can go crazy, and if we're heavy, then we can't go too crazy. We can't forget about the end of the game. What am I planning to do with this truck, which is doing simple stuff as basic PM, tires, batteries, belts, hoses, air brake chambers, air lines, electrical stuff, the fuel lines, stuff, simple stuff that's gonna be coming off of the trucks, and maybe a little bit of engine diagnosing. Um, and let's see, how's it going, trucker, Mr. Coach? You missed you in chat. Laugh out loud. Good luck, bro. All right, folks. So, anyways, I'm gonna be doing a lot more, like I said, on the YouTube and showing a lot more different things. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and I'll be checking you guys out later. Like I said, I took up 35 minutes of your time. On your way out, don't forget, mash that like button, mash the subscribe button, drop a comment down below to let us know what you think, and don't forget to ring that bell. All right, on your way out. Anyways, folks, it was a pleasure. Um, Drop a comment down below and let me know what you want to see when I go and do this little video on the new journey here in the next 2 days. Picking up the truck and getting it weighed. That's like some stuff I had in my mind, and then doing the first service call. So, anyways, folks, that's the plan. Check y'all later. At the end of the day, the choice is simple. You get busy living or you get busy dying. It's your boy, Hamlet.